first time in the stand together this morning. It's also my first day to hunt. Finally got a morning in the mid-50s, which is a little cooler than it's been. It sounds like it's raining out, but it's just the fog is so thick this morning. We had a slow drive coming here, and it seems like it's still half light, but it's well into the light. I think it's after 7, so nothing yet. I'm hoping they're out in the fields, avoiding all this noise here in the woods and stress. Maybe they'll come in when it quiets down a little bit. We're on about a 1-acre food plot up here. You can only shoot to the edge of the food plot, but there's major ag out in front of me here, about 300 yards away. So a lot of those deer, it's a real hidden corner of the ag field. They'll hang up over there into the first light, and then they'll drift back in through here over this food plot and go back to bedding behind my left shoulder. Sometimes they pass on the bench down here below. The wind's supposed to be going this way, which would be east-southeast. We're getting a little wind this way, which I think is some of the thermals coming up the hill. But we're hoping it corrects itself here pretty quickly, and hopefully get a chance at one that's just coming through, going to bedding a little bit late. Now, we were really excited. We were able to finally get in the stand, Dylan and I, and hunt for the first time for the year. And we chose a morning that was going to be in the mid-50s. It was a little bit cooler than it had been the previous mornings. We were in an area where we could get in and out without spooking deer. We weren't walking near any bedding areas or major food sources. But where we did go sit is an area that we created a hot spot of movement that included a mock scrape, water hole, and food plot. So we were able to get into this area. We had the wind in our face. It eventually corrected itself. It was at our back first thing in the morning when the thermals were coming up. But it corrected itself, and we had a great sit. Now, we didn't have that mature buck that we're after. We've even seen on trail camera, we had a 2 and a 3-year-old buck sparring out in front of this location, right in front of the water hole, right in front of the camera. We had them for 2 different seconds. They were around for about 10 minutes 2 mornings ago. We didn't see them. But what we did have, we had a doe and a fawn come into the water hole. And what's great about that is just not them coming to the water hole. They actually left their bedding over on the side of the ridge and the bench. They came to the water hole, which might have been 80 to 100 yards from their bedding, took a drink, they went to the food, fed for about 15-20 minutes, and then went back to their bedding area. And you can expect that with a full moon. We had a full moon rising in the evening, and that usually gets deer on their feet mid to late morning just for a snack around their bedding area, and that's what we saw. This doe and fawn came out of their bedding area, went to the water hole, and then fed, and then back. They created that loop. Now that loop, I do not believe would have been created by them if we didn't have that water hole and potentially the mock scrape right in front of us. They were able to come all the way to us and take a drink and go to the food. It was a lot easier for them just pop into the food. They had the same wind advantage, eat some food, 15-20 minutes, and go back to their bedding. Instead, because the water hole's there, she came all the way out of her way with her fawn to take that drink, then go to the food, then go back. So we created a loop. What's great about that? Sure, we didn't see that mature buck that we want this morning. We know later if we want to take some does there, they're probably going to be pretty easy. It'd be, a great advantage for us to go in there and harvest a doe if we need to. But at the same time, when there's a mature buck that comes into the area in October, November, December, he's going to slot into that movement very easily, and we're going to have a great opportunity to take advantage of the movement that we've created. So stay tuned. We had a great first set. We can't wait to bring this our hunting adventures every week, whether it's myself or the boys, and we have quite a few areas like this where if a mature buck comes in and they slot into the movement that we have planned for them, we can't wait to see that, and we can't wait to bring it to you.